Question. Oh, you're laughing at something.
Yeah, I wish you would.
Well, what'd I do? What happened?
Nah, we'll talk.
No, we won't.
Crazy question.
Yikes. Question. If you could have the perfect video set, what would it look like? Would it just be this still, or
what now?
If you could have like the perfect video set, like we're recording and like we have a setup now, what would it look like? Or what would it include?
Like a studio setup?
Yeah.
I don't really like the talk show desk thing, like where you sit on the big ass desk.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes everybody look small.
Sure. What if
desk.
it's like couches? Like, what if each of us get one of our own like couches and they meet in like the middle?
Sure.
I just been thinking about video sets.
Yeah, I don't know what the best presenting style is, but I've never really been a fan of the desk style.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like if we had a desk, we'd also not be looking at each other. Like we used to have the big table.
Right.
But then like if we had these, like we probably wouldn't really be looking at each other. And plus we've gotten used to doing it like this, I'm sure. So like I don't know.
That was a random kickoff.
It was, but I just been thinking about it. So I don't know. Plus I needed something to talk about while we wait for people to come in. What up, everybody? What's going on? I'm
Felix, Zane, Beto, Polo. What's going on, brothers?
Okay, the usual suspects. What up?
Ashton Genchi for Heisman. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you can't really
dog
him.
I would say yeah, he's up there. Travis is up there.
Jeremiah Smith is up there.
He's not up there, but he's playing well.
Bolitnikov.
He's still a freshman.
He is.
And so he's
also
still doing
a dog.
Freshman things. He's a dog. I can't take that away from him. The man's a monster. But like Heisman or Bolitnikov?
No, Heisman was a joke. Heisman was a joke.
I also don't think he's the best wideout in the country. Is he the best freshman?
He's better than Ryan Williams.
Is he?
Yeah. Ryan Williams is a dog too, though.
Here's what I see it at, and this is not the sports show. I really want to stop talking about sports because this is a spot that I don't want to be in right now. I need to go pick another team, another sport to watch right now. But I think Ryan Williams has a more play-by-play impact than Jeremiah Smith does right now. Now, that could be because of the personnel on Ohio State as well. Right? There are other places to go. There are other places to go in Alabama, too. But on a down-per-down basis, it seems like Ryan Williams is more the, get the ball to him now. And they just kind of work Jeremiah Smith into the offense. Now, he ends up making big plays.
Right.
But, it seems like a more concerted effort to get the ball to Ryan Williams on a play-per-play basis.
I think Ryan Williams is the better playmaker, and Jeremiah Smith is the better receiver.
Yeah, that feels like the exact opposite of what I just said, but maybe. I don't know. We got we got this whole back half of the season to go.
When I think of Ryan Williams, I think of what they did against Georgia, and he made that play.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if Jeremiah Smith would do that, but he'd make a nasty catch.
No, he would make that play. He absolutely would make that play.
Same play?
But I just don't know if he also, that wasn't just the only thing that Ryan Williams did all night, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was the number one receiver that night. So I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes it's Egbuka for y'all. Sometimes it's him.
But it's mostly been Jeremiah Smith.
I feel like he does get the ball in big moments, like the fades around the goal line, all him.
He's out here mossing.
They give him the end arounds a lot.
I shouldn't even say kids. He's mossing people that are like 4 years older than him.
We'll see. I don't want to talk about football.
Understandable.
I don't want to talk about football.
So then what are we going to talk about? We're going to do behind the cape first?
Yeah, let's do behind the cape first. Polo Boy said Ryan Williams is way better than Smith. Unk don't know ball.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, I look, Jeremiah Smith physically is going to be something to deal with for years to come. Like, because he's already there at such a young age. I think Ryan Williams' game is a little bit more polished. It's just he just looked like a bully out there. I'm talking about Jeremiah Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He bullying guys.
Yeah.
He running past you. He running you over. He taking the ball off your dome with one hand. Ryan Williams seems to be like if you just took the classes off of everybody, I don't think you'd be able to tell that Ryan Williams was a freshman in the way he plays.
Would you be able to do the same?
Jeremiah Smith a couple times this season, and it hasn't been a lot, just a couple. He's coughed the ball up, or he's had an egregious drop, right? Like he's still a freshman. I don't know that Ryan Williams is a freshman. He might have just re-entered a high school and changed his name or some shit, and now he coming back as Ryan Williams.
Okay,
and he might have just been like a NFL dropout and trying to do it all over again.
That's crazy.
Because I mean, he's very polished.
That's crazy. But you know what that says to me? It says that Jeremiah Smith can only get better.
Yeah,
and Ryan Williams is at his peak.
Yeah, no, Jeremiah Smith may have a higher ceiling than Ryan Williams. I'm just saying today, it may be Ryan Williams.
Okay, fair enough. Let's get off of football before we start saying some things that we don't, you know what I mean? Behind the Cape, let's talk about Jonathan Majors.
Yes, sir.
My guy is out here, premiering Magazine Dreams, the last movie that he's been in
at a Sundance festival. Yeah, got standing O.
Yep. He's his performance was so great that they gave him a standing ovation, and somebody went ahead and picked it up. Briarcliff.
Yeah. Yep.
Went ahead and picked the movie up for a theater run. So
what else have they done?
I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't know where I've heard that name from. Briarcliff Productions, maybe.
Briarcliff Entertainment.
Okay, so we've got. Oh, they did the Apprentice, that Donald Trump, Sebastian Stan.
Okay, that's funny.
Let's see. Briarcliff gives Jonathan Majors Sundance drama chance to flex on big screen. Okay. Let's see their Wikipedia page. Fahrenheit 11. Oh, that's Michael Moore's thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it really looks like Fahrenheit 11/9, and then we've got Blacklight with Liam Neeson.
I didn't watch that.
Let's see, Blacklight, Cop Shop with Gerard Butler, and Honest Thief. Who's just got Liam Neeson?
Okay.
And then the Dissident, and then The Apprentice. It's like their recent thing.
Cool.
So Magazine Dreams is going to be.
So we will be seeing a Jonathan Majors release in 2025.
Yeah,
in theaters
on the big screen.
I think that's about all we could ask for to come out of this situation. If
his performance is really like that, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely excited, and I'm happy for Jonathan because obviously this is going to be his chance at a big break.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and not even just that. This has to be like a top level performance by him. It's just good to see him back in the mix.
Yeah.
Right. The chance for the audience to see him again and for him to start working himself back into people's consciousness in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not being so tied to all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Start putting some more positive press in front of him.
For sure. And so, if this means a hopefully positive upswing for him, I'm ready for it. Hopefully Megan Good doesn't have to pledge money towards his bills anymore. if that's a real thing, allegedly.
Yeah, right. Allegedly.
Okay. Abbott Elementary news. They're supposedly doing a collab, a crossover episode with It's Always Sunny. I am a huge fan of It's Always Sunny. That show is hilarious. And so is Abbott Elementary. So I'm definitely here for it.
That would be dope.
And they're both in Philly. I guess that's the connection.
I just don't know how how are they supposed to joke? Like Abbott Elementary, it's not bland comedy, but it's tamed enough for a family audience.
Sure.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia is absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm wondering how they're going to banter. I guess logistically, geographically, it makes sense. Tonally, I have no clue where this is going. Like no clue. I have no clue.
Always Sunny has been known to get very racist at times too.
Maybe we have like a split, like we do an Abbott Elementary
version.
episode and an Always Sunny episode.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? So
or maybe they see it from Abbott Elementary's perspective, and then there's one from It's Always Sunny's perspective,
yeah,
which is probably much worse.
they're definitely not. Well, maybe they are, but they're going to have to account for the tonal shift, because there's definitely a gap there in between what the audience from Abbott Elementary is going to be expecting from this and what the audience from Always Sunny is. You're going to have to fill that with something.
Fam,
This
I
was an
saw
interesting choice.
episode where Charlie was a black kid and he got shot, like dumb racist, but like funny too at some level. But
Didn't Charlie dress up as Hitler or something like that?
probably
This is like not. This is not elementary school type
no
comedy, so
no.
we'll see how it goes.
Well, maybe we'll see a Dayman episode or Dayman, Master of the Nightman.
No.
Maybe we'll see something with that. I don't know. Anyway, okay. I guess we got to talk about it since it's probably the biggest thing. Joker 2 needs $450 million to break even. It's looking bad for Joker 2.
It's bad outside. I don't understand a couple things about Joker. First of all, the things that I'm hearing about whatever happens at the end of that movie, I want to see it because there's something outrageous that happens at the end of it. Don't you dare.
I think I know what it is.
None of you, don't you dare. Don't tell me. I don't want to know because I kind of have to see it.
Yeah.
Because of that, may try to get in on a $5 holla and just go see what's going on. But also, apparently, they didn't screen this to anybody.
Yeah, that was the crazy part. But
which makes me it confirms the fact of there's definitely something in here they were trying to hide.
Yes.
So what is that thing?
You know, I told you that tweet earlier. That was clearly a joke,
but maybe not.
I don't think they like that, like incels and white nationalists
connected to the Joker
movie.
Look, okay,
like the worst people took to that movie.
Well, okay, but he's the Joker.
Yes,
he's the Joker. He's a villain, right? This is the problem with you trying to humanize the bad guy. At some point, we have to snap back into the reality of him being the bad guy. And you painted him as this glorious figure in this movie. But the course correction to that is not to, I guess, did they maim him in some way? Did they decapitate Arthur or something? I don't want to know. If you've seen it, don't tell me. But it's like, it seems like there might have been a bit of overcorrection in that regard.
Yeah.
Where you could have just continued to sell a product. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to be for everybody. And if there was somebody who was willing to buy your movie, you probably should have just sold your movie to them instead of rejecting their fandom.
Yeah.
And like that's not my cup of tea. It's not my audience. It's not where I'm gonna be sitting down. But at the same time, if that's the audience that you're serving as a company, you should probably find a more tactful way to do so without, maybe outwardly supporting whatever it is, whatever agendas you think it is that you were connected to. But stop selling the product is not on the table for me.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, there's a you kind of alluded to it. There is a weird like humanizing of some of these villains. I just watched the Menendez brothers
the true crime story thing.
Yeah, on Netflix, and they did what they did was their best to incorporate all perspectives of it, and it just kind of felt like at times they were kind of like giving them an out.
I mean, so the idea that you can present every perspective equally without choosing a side is a bit of a fallacy, right? If you're shooting a movie, you have an idea, you have a tilt, however slight it may be, there is a tilt. With this Joker business, it feels like their tilt shifted a little bit stronger because, like you said, because of the reception that they got for the first movie.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they should have looked at that and shied away from it, because you could have always spun that into, well, look, we just had
positive reaction from DC fans.
Mm-hmm.
Right? These are DC fans who are excited about the Joker brand, and he's a bad guy, right? Like we're not obviously encouraging any misogynistic or racist behavior, but the Joker is not a good person, right? He's not a good guy.
Yeah.
So anyone seeking to mirror his lifestyle or his acts from this movie is obviously a deranged person, and those who are looking to enjoy the content for what it is are just good DC fans.
I was gonna say, there's definitely a level of people who just enjoyed the film because it's
just enjoyed it for what it was.
Story. Yeah. But at the same time, we live in this era of unfortunately delusional people who also get into groups with other people and start to feel the exact same thing. And so you got groups of incels and white nationalists clinging together and all liking.
Listen, man, you don't have to create an ecosystem for them, man. You're just making a movie. If incels buy movie tickets, I will sell an incel a movie ticket.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't have to be a voice for him. I don't have to be a vehicle for him and his thoughts. Mm-hmm. I just want him to watch a movie.
Yeah.
So it's not incumbent of you to sing their praises in your dialogue or your exposition within the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just sell them a ticket.
Yeah.
Just sell them a ticket. Polo Boy and Johnny. Yes, I am watching Penguin with my wife. We love it.
I saw the first episode. Good. It was really good.
It's very good.
I still need to see second episode. I think tonight is the third episode.
Yeah, the problem with reviewing it is that they're trying to be streaming and standard cable. So they don't post the episode on HBO until it actually premieres on cable. So it doesn't give us a chance to actually review it. We're done recording by then. So
yeah.
HBO has been doing that for the last couple of years that they've been rebranding HBO Max. So
which was a huge problem with Winning Time when we tried to review that.
Yep. Will be when we eventually review Lanterns, Chill.
Oh.
So
yeah,
we'll have to figure it out.
I do like the Penguin though, and I mean maybe we could do a whole season at the end of
it. So with episode 3 being tonight, maybe we can do the first 3 episodes. We can do it in that. We can do it in 3s. We'll put out a big review.
Okay.
Right, Power is ending, so we got a little bit of time here. We'll do the first 3 episodes. Don't hold us to a timeline here. We'll get it out soon, sometime this week.
Yeah, and then Johnny, I did see that the Menendez brothers might be getting out. I don't know how true that is, but apparently, like the one of the guys from Menudo might have gotten sexually abused from the Menendez father.
What?
And so that might corroborate their story that he did stuff to them. Yeah, I don't know, crazy stuff.
All of it icky. I don't want to touch any of it.
Very much so. Okay. Juror number 2, a new Clint Eastwood film with a very interesting premise.
Oh, Clint might have got him one here.
I mean, he had one with Gran Torino where he was.
Stop it. Stop. Cut it out. It's weird because yes, it always does have this weird old white guy, middle of America tilt. And that's exactly what this film is. Like it is textbook, like white privilege, but it is a interesting premise all the way, right?
Yo, Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino is Joe Biden. That's Joe Biden,
basically. But instead of Asians, it's Palestinian. Anyways,
boom.
Where the fuck am I at? What were we talking about?
We're talking about the fact that Clint Eastwood is
right? Yeah. Juror number 2. Mm-hmm. So here's the synopsis for the movie. So I'm driving on a dark road one night after drinking. All right, I hear a little commotion on my car as I'm rolling down the road. Now I'm a responsible individual. Of course, I stop and I get out and look around for a bit, but it's just so dark and rainy. I don't see anything, so no need to call the police or look further. I'm just going to go home and go to sleep.
White privilege.
Oh, then I get my letter in the mail for jury duty. What case are we presiding over? What's going on in the case? Oh, well, some hit and run accident. This guy's on trial for it. They said it was him. Girl was found dead on the side of the road. couple years back. Huh. Sounds interesting. Where did this happen? Same road that I was driving down.
Damn.
Dude is a juror in a trial for a murder that he committed.
Oof.
Love the premise, but there is no way in hell anybody sitting on this couch gets away with that.
White privilege.
How do you even make it to the jury duty?
You know,
My boy hit somebody, drove home, went to sleep, and then I think the premise is that it's years later.
still, he didn't even come up as a suspect at all.
But I love the cast. They've got dude from Reinfeld. What is his name? He's playing Lex Luthor in the Superman.
Nick Cage.
No. He's in it. He's the main guy. He's the juror. Is it Nicholas something?
Cage.
It's not Nicolas Cage.
Renfeld.
Yeah.
He said Reinfeld.
Same thing.
Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt. There it is. Nicholas Holt.
And
they
Nicolas
got
Cage.
J.K. Simmons is in it as well.
I like J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. I like how this
Is he the
movie
judge?
is. No, he's a reporter who's
Okay.
looking into why nobody investigated further into it in the first place when it first happened.
Okay.
Because homeboy just hit her, drove home, and went the fuck to sleep, and nobody tracked it down. There was no. Anyways,
Well, J.K. Simmons can definitely be a reporter, especially after what he did in Spider-Man.
I like how the movie's coming together. I'll be interested to see it when it comes out. Shout out to Clint in his senile years. Seems like he can still shit out a movie.
Facts. MoFly, we will get to that. We'll get to that.
What's that?
The Chris Brown documentary.
No, I did not see that.
No, we'll talk about it. I got it.
Chris Brown doc
Yeah.
seems a bit early, but okay.
Yep. Anyway, we'll talk about it though. We talked about it last week. Megalopolis shits the bed for a second weekend with a whopping $1 million, just like it got in its first weekend.
Jesus.
Yeah, that movie is. We
So
talked about
bad.
that, I think, for the first time months ago when we were talking about the fact that he was out here trying to get women on the set aroused, like kissing them and all sorts of strange shit. So
It had a budget of $120 million.
they're not even coming close.
It made $1 million this weekend.
The fact that it's even gotten that,
It
it's
made-
crazy.
$1 million for 3 days. Jesus.
Yeah.
Just make another gangster film, bro. Just don't make another Godfather.
I was about to
The
say, yeah,
last
don't-
one, no.
Don't do
Okay.
that.
Maybe just take a nap, bro. Just
Yes.
sit
There you
down
go.
for a bit.
Please do. Beetlejuice is apparently doing decently. In the
Beetlejuice
box
is kicking
office.
ass, and I it was a decent movie. It wasn't great.
Mhm.
It was a nostalgia bomb. They kept it very tight on the story. There wasn't anything too imaginative. It was kind of just a flip on what the original movie was. A kind of, let me try to tie you into marrying me so I can get out this display shit. Right?
Yeah.
It was same old Beetlejuice, but it was well executed. I think the cast performed well. Jenna Ortega was good. Of course, Keaton did his thing as Beetlejuice. I didn't really care for the secondary villain, the like chick. I felt like it was random. It was just kind of like Phil.
Mm.
But anyways, all in all, it was a decent enough movie. I took my kid to go see it. We watched the first Beetlejuice before we went to go see it. He
Okay.
enjoyed it.
Did Tim Burton do this one?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. I knew Keaton was in it, but I couldn't remember if Tim Burton actually did this one. So okay. All right. Then if that's the case, then yeah,
It's
Yeah.
doing okay. 400 million.
I can understand why it's doing so well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then The Wild Robot, the animated film that we talked about, I think last week, breaks 100 million after it opened with 35 million. That's what we talked about last time. So it seems to
as
be doing very well.
Francis Ford Coppola is struggling to break $1 million for an entire weekend, here's the animated robots and from DreamWorks. Now, y'all, again, I said this last week, y'all watch out for DreamWorks because again, there's this like void in animation right now. There's like this gaping hole for somebody to take a hold of it, and every now and again somebody peeks up, right? Like you got Mario and Nintendo over there trying to do their thing, and then like I said, you got Wild Robot, you got Disney who hit one with Inside Out, right? Like nobody's really dominating the market right now. There's a power vacuum. Somebody could step ahead if you can put a couple of these projects together, Wild Robot opens the door for DreamWorks, and then in 2025 we got Shrek 5 coming
I was about
out.
to say, yeah, Shrek 5 is coming out.
So it's kind of like a nice 1-2 that they'll have to kind of start dominating the children's animation market. Oh, I missed one. Illumination with Despicable Me.
yes,
Right? They put out Despicable Me every now and again. It kind of dominates, but nothing consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
so no, definitely excited to see what they can do.
See if they
They can
can
make some
put a
things
couple
happen.
on top of each other.
Yeah, for sure. Have y'all heard about the Substance movie? I have not heard about that.
What is that?
Let's see. The Substance. Okay, it's got your boy Dennis Quaid in it. I guess we can.
I like Dennis Quaid. I like him more than his brother Randy.
Yeah.
Randy
Yeah.
Quaid's a dick.
Elizabeth Sparkle, renowned for an aerobics show, faces a devastating blow on her 50th birthday as her boss fires her. Amid her distress, a laboratory offers her a substance which promises to transform her into an enhanced version of herself. So limitless?
Bah, that's what it feels like. It feels like Limitless.
Women's limitless?
Women's Limitless.
Okay, so the person that's playing the woman in this one would be Demi Moore.
I haven't seen her in anything in a minute.
I feel like the last thing I seen her in was Charlie's Angels.
Right? That's literally what was in my head. I was like, Charlie's Angels?
But I'm like, that can't be right.
Can't be the last thing we seen her in, but I mean, shit, I'm struggling, dog.
Yep.
What has Demi Moore been in since Full Throttle? Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
It literally doesn't even show anything on Google, at least. So
Okay.
maybe I have to go
Well,
to Wiki.
I'm sure she's been in something since then.
This
This is egregious. This is egregious.
Let's see. Filmography. Podcast. What?
No, we're not doing that.
Films. Okay, that movie came out back in 2003. I don't know any of these movies. Blind?
What's going on, Mr. Layton?
Blind with Alec Baldwin? No, I don't know what that is.
Blind with Alec
Substance.
Baldwin. What year did that come out?
2016. I don't know any of these
Mhm.
movies. Flawless, 2008 with Michael Caine. No, I don't know anything but Charlie's Angels. She was
What
in
the hell
Goldmember?
happened with
Producer only.
what happened with Demi Moore?
She
Or maybe she just took. She did have a bunch of kids,
Yep,
and she was
she's-
dating Ashton
Ashton
Kutcher for a
Kutcher.
minute.
Yeah, the stuff she takes makes her young again, but with consequences.
Ah,
so
okay. Well, I mean,
women's-
Limitless.
Women's
kinda-
limitless.
Well, no, Limitless made him smart. It
Women's
increases his brain.
limitless.
Oh,
A woman would
okay,
prefer to have that.
Okay,
than-
he's being one of them incels we was talking about.
Hey y'all, my name's Fresh. How are y'all doing?
Being one of them incels we was talking about. He said,
I'm-
"Men get smart, women get pretty. That's how it works."
I'm Fresh. This is Fit. Nice to meet you guys.
Mm-mm.
Oh man. All right. I think that was it for
You see, it appears that he has a girlfriend.
who?
Myron.
Oh yeah, the
Like, are you
like-
kidding me?
She doesn't even fully speak English from what I saw.
Bro, are you serious? So for the last 5 years, you've been leading men away from women, essentially, like, and only for the purpose of basically gaining a midwife, a robot, a Stepford wife.
Yeah.
But you've had a whole girlfriend this entire time.
Yeah.
So do she act the way that you tell these other dudes to make their girlfriends act?
No.
Like she's over here posting on National Boyfriends Day. That's the kind of stupid shit that you make fun of on your podcast relentlessly. But here's your girl playing in the social media just like any other girl does. Crazy. Yeah, it's
Very
crazy. I'll be right back.
Nah, it's cool. I gotta get the camera, so I'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all. What's good? What's going on in the chat? The substance gives her a young doppelganger. Nah, see, Johnny, you didn't say that originally. What is that like? So then they give her somebody who would like do all the work for her, or what? Because at what point does the substance actually come into play, or does the substance make that doppelganger? I'm confused now. Maybe we probably should have watched the trailer instead of me just giving the synopsis. It probably would explain better. Whatever. Fresh and Fit are done. They can't monetize pretty much anything, so that's probably a good thing. Manosphere is pretty much done now, so who really cares? Who really gives a shit? All right, so we are about to go ahead and do W's and L's here in a second. I'm gonna make Marcus go first, even though I know he's gonna say no. But you know, doesn't matter. I'm the boss around here, so you know. Let's see. Okay, I've got a few things. What do y'all want to see in W's and L's? I know I got a few things. I think somebody has already mentioned the Chris Brown thing. I'm definitely going to have to talk about that. I got some Joe Budden news. So shout out to Joe. I know he's watching. Shout out to you, bro. We got some things to talk about. When she takes the substance, it makes the doppelganger for a week. Then she has to go acknowledge to her. Oh, she has to go acknowledge to her old version. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a Rick and Morty episode. Like literally, I think they had that where like they would go to sleep and then they'd have somebody work during the night for them. They got that movie idea from a Rick and Morty episode. So shout out to Demi Moore on the movie version of a Rick and Morty episode. But no, I mean it sounds like it'd be pretty good though. So I mean maybe I'll check it out. Okay. You know what? Actually, let me see if I can find that. The Substance trailer. All right. Okay, so she was already a model at the beginning.
People always for something new. It's inevitable. 50. Well, it stops.
Why is he eating like that?
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
Okay, that's Limitless.
Younger, more beautiful, more perfect.
Do y'all hear this?
One single injection unlocks your DNA.
Okay, so the substance is Botox.
Version of yourself.
The substance is Botox. She literally injected it.
This is
And she becomes younger. Oh, but she's like hulking out or some shit.
the substance.
I'm Sue.
Oh, she literally becomes a younger person.
You're hired.
Let's go.
I don't know if I like that.
Perfect.
Because the younger person of Demi Moore is a completely different person. I hate when movies do that. That's so stupid.
You can't escape from yourself.
And what does this fly have to do with anything?
Misuse of the substance.
All right, so now we have to realize what is the downside of the substance.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, fam, it's Women's Limitless. It's Women's Limitless. Except there's a downside to it. There's like a really bad downside, I should say. She must turn into the Hulk. It's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type deal. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it looks pretty good. I'd probably check it out, but we'll have to see. I've never heard of it. A review popped up on my YouTube. Wait, so it's already out? Oh, it did say September or something. Okay, we'll have to look into that. All that slurping is crazy. That's a crazy comment, my boy. But that was kind of nuts.
Hey, you. What's going on here?
Tony Robinson was good. No, it was. We were watching the trailer, or I was watching the trailer of
Back of the Bus X-rated, huh? What
Yeah.
y'all got going on?
Nah, but Randy Quaid was eating, and it was kind of nuts. And like I'm sure all they
Randy
could
Quaid
hear,
is in this movie.
or not Randy, Dennis.
I was like, fuck. Oh.
Dennis. And so you could hear him eating, and I'm sure all they could hear was him like,
Gross.
yeah. Anyway, all right. Maybe something else.
You up first?
No, you're up first, actually.
Am I?
Yup.
All right, folks. Well, that's
Told y'all.
because I'm not organized right now. I don't even think I got space in this book anymore. No, legit. I think I might. No. Hold on. Here goes some say. There we go. Really should keep dating these.
You should date.
I mean, I do periodically, so it'll give me an idea of like where to look in the catalog. 10-5,
10-6.
10-6.
Okay. So then I only have one dub. Okay. Interesting. Yep.
Pessimistic Patty.
One at least. All right.
Okay.
Pull this back up. Tony Robinson in the chat about it causing chaos, I'm sure. We ain't talked about nothing yet, but the second we start talking about something, he gonna have something foul to say.
Bear with me, folks. I mean, Josh could just go.
You know what?
He could just go.
I'm not going
He
to.
could just go.
No, we're just gonna wait for you to get your shit together.
That's fine.
No, I'm kidding. I'll go. It's cool. Well, if you're ready, at least. All right.
What you gotta do, bro?
W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we do not. Oh no, I got 2 dubs. I'm tripping. All right, I'll go first since homeboy is still. Actually, I took the time that you were doing that to get my shit
Yeah, I
ready. Okay, just as long as you know that I'm giving you credit for that. All right, my first dub is going to someone local. There's been a lot of hubbub about this situation, and I really can only think of one question to sum up this entire thing. What was in the rug?
What now?
I need to know what was in the rug.
Yo, Malik was telling me about this weekend. He sent me the TikTok. That shit was crazy.
Very crazy.
Because now I'm asking all kind of questions. What's going on with your grandparents?
Mhm.
Not the girl's grandparents, but the grandparents of the girl who owned the house before. What's going on with you? Was this a whole ploy to make you throw the police off the scent? You really buried that shit down there. Now you got this whole story about building the deck. There's so much shit going on. You got to start from zero and tell the story. But there's a lot of twists and turns.
I am going to summarize it to the best of my ability. From the first thing that I'm aware of, a girl by the name of Katie, I think,
Here in Columbus, Ohio.
Started making TikToks about how her house was haunted and how crazy things kept happening around her house. I think one of the things that I could at least remember is that she had something on her desk that was always on the shelf, and she always placed it on the shelf, but somehow it ended up on a completely different shelf. And then just other weird things just kept happening around her house. Some real paranormal activity shit. And so then, what happened to leading them to dig?
They were building a deck.
That's what it was. I thought it was a fence for some reason. Okay. So they just recently got this house, if I'm not mistaken. And so they were building a deck and started digging, around their perimeter of their home, and ended up finding a rolled up rug that was buried deep. Now, I don't know about any of these, but who comes up with the idea to bury a rug if there's not a body in that rug or something crazy?
Why are we doing it?
I just don't understand. And so, she apparently reached out to the police and they would not come out to her. But
which is crazy,
which is nuts,
which is insane. Hey, there's a rug buried in my backyard several feet down for no
what
reason.
else would that be? Like, I would immediately assume it was about him.
Budget cuts. We only come to shoot black people and mentally ill people. We can't help with that investigating cop stuff.
I'm at least checking it out. Like, how much is it costing you to send somebody to check it out?
She should have told him that a black guy was robbing her car, and then somebody would have
Facts.
showed up.
Oh, for sure.
There's a black man breaking into my car.
We'll be there in 2 seconds. Okay. So they only sent somebody out there because she started getting a large following on TikTok following this story.
Which only tells you that they were embarrassed into doing this.
Yes.
Like, oh, too many people know that we said we won't go come up and pick up the body, so I guess we'll go do our job now.
Mm-hmm. And you know, tons of people probably
Good
reach out
old
to
CPD.
Yep. Okay. And so apparently they did go into it, dig, and they found that I guess nothing was actually in the rug. From what I've heard.
Really?
Yeah, there was nothing in the rug. It
So
was a
somebody
rolled
just
up
buried
rug.
a rug? No. That sounds like this is what we're gonna tell the public.
That's
Fam, someone
sure.
buried a rug underneath a house just
I
for
know.
no reason.
I know. Police say nobody was found inside a buried rug that sparked a TikTok sleuth.
They
function.
investigating somebody under investigation.
Could be.
There's a fucking body in it.
Could be. I
Because
would
they
not be
said,
surprised.
because one of the points in the TikTok, didn't they bring out a cadaver dog
Yes.
and they bullshit. Somebody's under investigation and they trying to like everybody act normal.
And so I didn't hear anything about this until Friday. And at work, everybody started talking about it. Apparently, she hasn't been available for an interview on Friday. So maybe they found something and they brought her ass into the
There's
precinct.
something fishy going on with that sitch. Because if the dog smelled something, then if they didn't, then they wouldn't have kept digging.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have kept digging.
More than 150,000 people watched her live stream on Friday where she documented the police search.
Man.
Bro, what was in the rug?
What was in the GD rug?
Maybe there was a ton of money in the rug and they took it out before they started digging. I don't know.
Something had to be in it. Right?
That's what I
Who
think.
buries a rug that far down for no reason?
I don't know.
Not a dead dog, not
I don't know.
wanna
Tony
hear it.
Robinson said, "What in the movie plot is going on?"
Bruh.
It sounds like a movie plot. Maybe they're working on selling the movie rights to that as the new Paranormal Activity sequel. I would do that. That would actually be a good idea. To be honest with you. All right. On to my next dub. So my next dub is actually contingent on what you guys decide is a better story for me to tell. I can tell you a story about a man who built his fortune based off of $1 million loan that he received from his father. And he turned it into, $1 million or whatever. But he's also kind of fucking it up, as well as fucking the country up at some level. And he has a ridiculous hairpiece on his head, and he's kind of orange in color and tone. So we could talk about a story like that, or we can talk about a story of a black man a black man, yes, who took a $2,000 loan from his father and turned that into $14 billion and is continuing to make even more to the point where he is now the richest black man in America. Which story would you like to hear?
Let's go with B.
Okay, so apparently you don't want to hear Trump's story. I don't know why you wouldn't want to. Okay, so there is a man by the name of David Stewart. Recently, Forbes released I guess it's their like top 400 money earners in America or whatever. I want to start this by saying David Stewart, the guy who I'm talking about, is the richest black man in America. He is only number 80 something, which is insane. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, this man, I believe he was born in Chicago, and then he moved to the South. Actually, I think it was Missouri. And his dad was like a mechanic. He worked for like FedEx. He was a great salesperson to the point where he was only there for a couple years, and he made the FedEx Hall of Fame, from what I heard, after a couple years of only selling. And then he decided to make his own company called Worldwide Technology, which is basically like a business-to-business company that does a lot of work for just different businesses and whatnot. But my guy has 14 billion, the richest black man in America. Still only 80 something. That's crazy. And then the next person behind him is also 80 something. Like, what do we got to do to get some real wealth in America? With $14 billion, you're only number 80 something.
I mean, most of that money is old money. He's new money.
True. Well, somewhat new money.
Like
last year, he had $6 billion. This year, he doubled. More than doubled that.
That's new money.
That is
anything within the last 100 years is new money.
He took his father's mechanic loan and took it from 2000 to. They said at one point at the company that he started, they were repoing his car in the parking lot in front of all of his other employees. Like, that's how bad it was for him. That's how many times he's bumped his head.
It's a rags to riches story for sure.
It is
definitely,
and I want to see a movie about it. Let's get that going. How about that?
We already seen this. It's called Pursuit of Happiness. There you go.
That's crazy. He didn't make $14 billion.
I made enough.
Sure,
he made a lot.
Sure,
became a millionaire.
Sure,
we've seen the story before. It's not. I'm not going to pretend that I'm surprised that he was able to do it more so than anybody else that we've seen in America do it. We should have that level of expectation across a racial line. And then if you look into it even further, it wasn't a handout. He got a loan for $2,000 as opposed to, here, son, here's $1 million. Go fuck off. You know?
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, I'm just I'm happy that one of us is up there, and obviously somebody has to be the richest black person, but it was only 4. I think that was the other thing. It was 400 people. I think there was only 4 black men on that list, and one of them being Michael Jordan. He was the last of the 4. Like, you had to make 3.3 billion to be on this list.
Yeah, fam. If you want to get in the top 100, top 50, that's when you start getting connected to the slave ships and
right.
old money,
facts,
mob ties.
But shout out to David Stewart. He's doing the damn thing, and hopefully next year it'll be 32 million on the trajectory he's at. All right, on to my L's. All right, we got to talk about, and I know we talked about Joe Budden a little bit because we talked about the DDG thing. I didn't even come prepared for that conversation. I just saw that today. Oh, by the way, hey Joe, I know you're watching again. So what's up? So I've been listening again to the Joe Budden podcast, and recently Melissa Ford has announced that she is going to make her own podcast. I don't know what that means. She's not going to be on Joe's podcast anymore. She's going to do her own thing. I don't know the details of that portion of it because there's been so much drama outside of all of the details of this podcast.
Yeah.
So first off, I see a video on Twitter, made my timeline it was like a promo video, and she walks into the set, sits down, brings the mic up close to her, and then it shows like the date, like October 1st, and then it says the title at the time. I think they might have edited it out at this point, but the title was The Menopod. That was the name of the podcast. The Menopod.
I don't like it. Sounds like menopause. Is that the point? Okay, my bad. Maybe it was just
yeah.
Gross.
And so she went back onto the Joe Budden podcast to talk about it at one point, and she's talking about how one of her friends is helping her with it, and then they've also got somebody else that's going to be talking about like female issues and all this other stuff. So like it is supposed to be about that kind of stuff. But note that she says she's working on it with some of her friends. Then all of a sudden, a image comes up with her with her on it called The Hot and Bothered with Melissa Ford. Almost at the podcast. Hot and Bothered with Melissa Ford, coming out, I think, the same day as what she had on the other one. So understandably, people were confused because she already had a thing that said The Menopod. So like, why the name change?
Right.
And so that caused a whole bunch of shit. So first of all, she's been basically beefing with one of the girls from See the Thing Is, or whatever old podcast that Joe had on
Melissa
the network.
Ford is?
She's basically been on again, off again beefing.
But wait,
with one of those
they
girls.
got beef though. Like the those girls, those two girls, Bridget and the
Well,
other
there was
girl.
originally 3 girls on
Okay,
that show.
Right. We're not talking about the one that left because she didn't like the fact that Joe was fucking dogs.
Okay.
I'm talking about the two
The
that
2
stayed.
girls.
The
They
like
got
kind of
pooties
light
with each
skinned
other.
Asian looking one, and then the
Yeah.
light skinned girl.
I think it's the
with
light skin
with the
girl.
bob.
I think
That's
it's
who
her.
Melissa Ford is. I can
think.
see that because she seems very confrontational.
I think her name is Mandy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So she comes on and she's like basically throwing shots at her on Twitter or whatever. And then Melissa comes on. She talks about the podcast again on Joe's podcast. This time, all of a sudden, it doesn't include any of her friends. And then she does an Instagram live where she basically talks about how she came up with the Menopod, but like she felt like she didn't want to eliminate men's point of view from her podcast. So now it's Hot and Bothered with Melissa Ford. So it's Hot and Bothered with Melissa Ford. Then out of nowhere, this podcast, I just spit everywhere. This podcast called Hot and Bothered, they start doing Instagram stories about how the fact that they already have a podcast called Hot and Bothered. So like you can't just come out of here and make some new podcast.
So wait, who is it? Like, is it? Are they big? Do they got
No,
they got a
it's
platform?
some chick and some gay guy, but apparently she even stole.
I mean, I respect that though, because I wouldn't want nobody to just walk in and be like, "Yeah, no, we are back of the bus."
Yeah. Yes, like I'm back
Yeah,
of the
hold
bus
up.
with Joe Budden. Like, yeah, no, fuck that.
But Joe, you are. I don't think he watched like that.
No,
I think
no,
he
no,
okay.
no. I got a I told you so moment in this. That's why I brought this up. But anyway,
Mandy B, thank you, MoFly.
Mandy B. Okay, cool. So, anyways, all right, I'm trying to wrap this up as quick as I can. So,
Big Bottom is a better name. This Tony Rocks.
what do you say?
Big Bottom.
Big Bottom is crazy. I told you he was going to say something. Told you. Anyway, all right. So then she responds to them by basically saying, "This is Hot and Bothered with Melissa Ford. You don't have Melissa Ford. You don't have a brand like mine. All this dumb shit, right?" And so
Melissa, that's their name. No, it's still
I know, I know. And then the girl who she, like I told you, she said she had friends working on this podcast with her.
Uh-huh.
The girl who basically, from what I've seen, has trademarked the Menopod some time ago, some months ago, basically came in and said like, yeah, we had the Menopod. We were working on this for like months, but then she came to us with some bogus ass contracts. And so we were like, yeah, we're not fucking signing those. It's just like, bro, what the fuck is happening with all of this? And so then my I told you so moment, they get on there and Melissa's like, yeah, we stole your podcast. Da, 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 da. Joe doubles down on her saying that. He's like, yeah, we stole that shit. Da, 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 da. And he was like, them niggas with like 7 subscribers, they be the best ones to steal shit from. And then he was like, all you got to do is go down to the ones with like 23 views. Yeah, they got some great shit.
Hey, first of
Joe
all,
is watching
I'm
the
about to say
podcast.
that nigga just kind of confirmed. Anyways, that don't mean he's specifically watching us, but he definitely
Joe has seen us.
he's definitely
least.
engagement farming.
Yes.
That's all it is, right? He's going to smaller channels to see what normal people are talking about,
Yes.
so that he can bring it up to his expanded base.
Yes,
I mean,
for sure.
It's not even really a bad thing to do. It's something that I think a lot of channels should utilize. It's pretty.
Oh,
good
for sure,
marketing
for sure,
tool.
for sure. It's,
Anyways,
it's getting
Without
into
giving
the
away
streets.
too much tricks to the trade here. This all sounds very messy. This is
Extremely
not
messy.
a very effective rollout.
No, it's getting now. At some point, I do kind of feel like there's a possibility where the two Hot and Bothered podcasts maybe came together to promo both of their brands, but everything else is extremely messy, and there's no other way you can explain it.
Johnny said enough with these female podcasts.
I saw
You know how
that.
they want to get away with our podcast. Yeah, take all the mics away from the men. Take them away from these women. We all gonna be podcastless.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know what's going on with that situation. I just thought it was a crazy thing to talk about. But then again, yeah, Joe is watching. What up? 15 minutes, bro. We can provide some mutual value here. That's all I'm
This
saying.
man actually said, you know what? Because you gotta over exaggerate it. He's not actually clicking on a video that only has 23 subscribers on it. He's going to one that maybe has about 3,200,
Yep.
or so.
Gets like 1,000 views every now and then.
Anyways, moving on
It's us.
from the Joe
It's
Budden
us.
podcast.
It's us. We're niggas.
Too much. They the best ones to steal shit from. That's crazy. Because you understand as a content creator that happens,
Yes.
but just to hear him say the quiet part out loud is interesting.
He literally said, "You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song." Like, he literally said that. Which, hey, props to you, but what are you stealing from us? I want to know now.
Nah.
You don't even have to steal from us. Just give me 15 minutes.
Let them farm, bro. Let them farm.
You don't have to steal from us. I'll give them game.
Because the thing is, if that's actually what he's doing, it'll show. Not from us. I am not keeping up with the conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, if he's actually engagement farming from smaller channels, it'll show. You'll be able to track it back to a certain point. It'll be some point where nobody's talking about someone, or no one is taking a certain angle on a narrative, or pushing that narrative or pushing that angle.
Mhm.
The smaller channel will pop out, and then all of a sudden Joe Budden will say it as if it's the most profound thing on earth. Nobody sees the smaller channel, and they'll take it as if it's Joe Budden saying it for the first time and no one else has graced it.
Oh, for sure.
That'll show itself if that is the case.
For sure. MoFly says Joe is still corny for dissing DDG. It was a little out of left field.
I
for no
I
reason.
don't understand why that even needs to be the route. Like, I would be like, to respond to the fact that they've split. I would say that it's unfortunate. I felt like they were kind of beating the odds and like kind of beating back a lot of haters,
Mhm.
And this response just kind of confirms that there was a lot of ill will out there for a relationship, which is just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah,
I've seen Boyce Watkins call him a thug.
that's crazy.
Yo,
That's unnecessary.
Dr. Boyce, all due respect, you don't know DDG.
Right. At all.
You don't know him. What gives you the right to call this black man a thug? This somebody's child. Like so if they seen your son out of context, right, with none of his qualifications next to his name, and they just seen a black dude, would it have been okay for him to call your son a thug? Because that's exactly what you did to
That's
DDG.
exactly what you just did.
You discredit
Profiled him.
You discredit his business. You discredit any amount of wealth he's been able to amass, the life he's been able to provide for his offspring. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You just discredit it all because he doesn't present in the manner that you would. He's a rapper, so he's a thug.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
Very,
That's
very-
crazy that you would reduce somebody, a intellectual, right? You got to trust the intellectuals. You put doctor in front of the name, you
Oh,
automatically
Dr.
have,
Boyce. Oh,
yeah, you automatically have to trust their intellect.
I was like,
No, Dr. Boyce.
okay. Johnny said those dudes took my King of the North and named their podcast Kings of the North.
What?
Yikes.
Well, I mean, I guess that's y'all both stealing from Game of Thrones, but
Facts.
yeah, I'll go to war with you. You if you want to squad up on them, we can jam. It's whatever, Johnny.
Anyway, moving on. I'm giving an L to a certain rapper that I've given tons of L's to at this point. But before I give that L out, what do I want to ask? Fuck it, I'm not going to ask anything. I'm giving an L to Drake because apparently Fashion Nova. I was going to ask a question leading into it, but I guess I don't want to ask anything. I'm giving an L to Drake because Fashion Nova made a BBL Drizzy Halloween costume.
Yes, I seen that shit.
That shit is crazy.
That is nuts.
That shit was crazy. I better not see anybody with the BBL.
Oh, you know
Drizzy
you
costume,
are. You know you are.
because that shit kind of sus. But
You know you are.
yeah, probably.
I'm surprised
it's
I
viral
didn't
now.
see some dude with dreads carrying around a stick. I'm surprised we haven't seen it. You know what I mean?
Fair. Yeah, no, the BBL Drizzy costume is nuts. Hilarious. Shout out to Fashion Nova for crafting that hilarious viral moment. But I just thought that was crazy. I was going to ask you about your costume, but I know you're not going to tell me, so that's why I stopped myself.
Yeah, no, we'll do that one on. I do have to tell you because I think you have a role to play in this year's family costume set. But nah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Oh, yeah.
Per the usual, we destroy
Yeah, I mean,
Halloween
yeah,
every
you've been-
year.
You've been doing very well with your
Yeah,
costumes.
nah, we fuck Halloween up.
All right, it's gotten to that point where we've got to talk about MoFly, where we've got to talk about Chris Brown. So yes, there is supposedly a domestic or a documentary
Damn, I was
about
about to say, damn, again.
sorry, there is a documentary coming out about his history with domestic violence. This is coming from the same people who created the Quiet on Set documentary.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So the people who just made that Dan Schneider documentary.
I was thinking
making
this was like a life in the times of Chris Brown. No, we're doing that. We're okay.
I'll do you one worse. Okay, so they're obviously talking about Rihanna. They're obviously talking about the restraining order against Karrueche. And they've got some other stuff in there. They apparently have somebody who has yet to come out and accuse him, and they've done them up with the Dark Shadow and the voice changer. So apparently there's somebody new coming out and alleging some things against Chris Brown that they're putting in this documentary. Are we doing too much with this whole Chris Brown situation? Because first of all, I'll be honest with you, we're making a documentary instead of going to the police if there's real allegations here. Like, at this point, we're just doing too much with this whole thing. And we're trying to make too much of a cash grab off of something that should be trauma based off of whatever incidents actually happened. And I just feel like some of it has to be fake. It has to not be real. So I feel like we're doing entirely too much on Chris Brown. Or maybe I'm bugging. I don't know.
So, first of all, this is exactly why Universal wanted Drake the fuck out of that beef with Kendrick Lamar. This is exactly why they wanted him out of that beef as fast as possible. Why they tried to dead this shit as fast as they could. And it wasn't very fast at all. It stretched over months, but they tried to kill it. And this is why.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not always the substance of what it is that they can present. It's the optics of what they can present. It's
or
the
just the mere
perception,
allegations.
right? Yeah, it's the picture that they can paint.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see what could come of relitigating the Rihanna situation. As uncomfortable as the Karrueche situation got for her personally, and for a lot of other people, I don't think it went to a place of where what we were dealing with Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was more so of a guy not taking a hint,
Sure.
as opposed to, hey, look, this is a dangerous criminal. This is like, at least that's the way that I saw it.
And even at some level, I can say that coupled with the Rihanna situation maybe made that situation look a little worse than it actually
Like,
was.
I mean, there's a thing to be said about the time that you're in, and also like the context. Like 20 years ago, a guy writes a girl's name in his song and screams it out. Everybody's looking at old girl like, hey, what's wrong with you? Right? Today, women have more agency over, their love dealings and whatnot. And it's like that may or may not play as well as it did back in the 90s or the 80s, that chivalrous show of love or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then even beyond that, like he tried to interject himself in between her relationships beyond her, or beyond him with, Victor Cruz and shit like that. So it's like, did he go overboard? Did he cross the line? Well, I'm pretty sure she put a restraining order on him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to be making a doc about it?
No, it's not that. And the timing seems extremely weird because it's not like there's anything going on with him like there is.
Right. It's like if it was an active thing, if we were still doing it, and I guess that's where shadowy figure comes from. But I don't respect that. I can't. I understand the need for anonymity in those situations sometimes, but also that kind of speaks to your willingness to speak, right?
Yeah.
If you are willing to come forward, that is the unfortunate consequence of coming forward. Like, people who hear these type of allegations want to hear that the person is doing it in earnest, that they don't have an angle, and then they're not just seeking to get a payday or some sort of quick show of 15 minutes of fame or whatever. Right? And the easiest way to do that, unfortunately, is to put your reputation out there. Like, it's hard for you to lob an allegation like whatever she's sure to say on this doc from darkness with your voice scrambled. Literally anybody. That could be literally anybody. That could be Chris Brown's worst enemy. and we would never know because we have no idea who this person is.
Mhm. And I don't know if they've pursued any sort of litigation against him, but I do feel like pursuing litigation would be the better move than giving
Now-
your rights to the story to some documentary.
Now we don't
makers.
know if there is. Like, if
Right,
this
that's
person
what I'm saying.
comes
Like, I
out
don't-
and
I have no
says that
idea.
there's an active investigation over Chris Brown over this matter, then that's news to me.
Right.
That's new. That's news.
Yeah.
And that would certainly be something different.
Or maybe
to
they
view.
pursued litigation, failed, and then now they're doing this.
It just seems like we're going back to rehash things that have already been solved. Like, it's already been taken care of. I haven't heard him mention Karrueche's name in years. The Rihanna thing happened when I was a child.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand what could be gained from this if it's not something about continued behavior today.
And maybe I'm also biased because I really enjoy Chris Brown's music.
That's not the point. We got through most of this conversation without even mentioning his music. You know?
I do enjoy his music a lot, though.
Of course you do, but that's not the point.
It's the point now. I like his music a lot. Chris Brown is trying to change his life while they keep attacking him.
I don't know. And then there's also the point of this is show business, right? And so those docs have been insanely popular over the last decade or so, you know, kicking off with Weinstein.
Yeah.
So any
Then-
type of unheard Hollywood stories, let's bring the unshown side of the celebrity to light. That type of stuff is selling well right now. So when it is selling well, you're going to see people stretch further to try and reproduce that product.
But you
There's
know
only
what
so
my-
many of those actual scandals out there.
But you know what my problem with that is? It seems like to me, there's been about 15 to 20 Diddy documentaries that have been greenlit. Why are we not continuing with that trend as opposed to bringing somebody
Trying to find
into
somebody new
this?
because you're trying to get your own foot in the door.
I guess
The Diddy market is oversaturated now. We need to find the new Diddy. We need to find the
Yeah.
next one.
We'll just make the best documentary, and then you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Hey, I got one. His name is Lucian. Look that
Facts.
up. Lucian. Type that in. I think you'll find.
Or Clive Davis.
You might find some Clive. You can find Clive too.
Yeah. So
Let's just get the entire board of BlackRock in there. Let's do that. Yo, down?
I'm down. Okay. These next ones should be pretty quick. But these are my last two L's. I'm giving an L to the Hawktua girl. She found her way in my L's yet again.
Ma'am, I don't know why the algorithm tries to force people on me. It's Elon Musk and Hawk to a girl. I just don't
Elon
want
Musk
to see
makes
one of them.
perfect sense.
I don't want to
He
see either
owns
one
the
of them.
platform that you're seeing him on.
I don't want to see either of them. And I try to mute them. I try to get them out my face.
Yeah.
Don't want to see it. And it
Well,
still
she's
finds
making
a way
bread
in.
from the podcast she's doing.
No, good for
Wouldn't
her.
be surprised.
Good
by
for
that.
her.
But she's also suing the interviewer who made her famous in the first place.
Suing him.
Yes, the black man who interviewed her and asked her the question that she came through and said, "You got a hawk to
Spit on that thing.
Yeah, she's suing that guy
Why?
for ownership of that clip.
Just pay him. Pay him. You are a loser for this.
You
Pay
know?
him.
You know,
Come on, man. Your whole thing is that you're down to earth, common girl. Don't be greedy. Don't
you
fuck up
became
your,
famous. He didn't.
Yeah, don't fuck up your whole situation because you're being greedy. You think you done made it, so now you can big dog him for this. Don't do that. Because this is the type of shit that tanks your whole. First of all, your pod. Okay, the podcast is not good enough for you to be acting like this, right? Like
Right.
you still in the very early stages. You got a lot of viewership coming in because your name is still hot. You're gonna have a problem sustaining here if you keep putting up shit like this. Right? It's not the most riveting conversations going over there. All the fucking shorts I keep getting is either about fucking Matt Rife or
Matt Rife is on there crazy.
this
too.
fucking Matt Rife or who the other people are dating.
Mhm.
It's just like come on, man. Come on, man. Pay this man his money. Get the footage so you can put it in a intro video or some shit like that or whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, it is his. I mean, what are you gonna? You're gonna sue him for using your likeness? I'm sure you looked very agreeing in that video. It didn't look like you.
That likeness led to your fame.
Yeah, I mean, it also just seems like y'all could arbitrate out of court and just pay the man for the footage.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've maybe seen the thing out there is that she wants to own the clip so that she can use it however she wants to.
Sure,
And
yeah.
technically, she doesn't own the clip currently.
Yeah, no, she doesn't, because it was recorded by him on his platform.
Yeah.
So
Trash.
pay the man.
So trash.
Do good business, man. This is bad. Because now you're gonna have all the black girlies on your back calling you a greedy witch.
Deservedly so.
I'm just saying, don't invite problems when you don't need them.
Facts.
You don't need this. You don't need this back and forth. Why are you doing this?
Facts.
Whoever counseled her to do this is not. They ain't got her back like that for real. Because it is not a good look.
Well, she hired a team. She hired like a whole media team, and
Her
that's
team-
how she got the podcast
Okay.
and the supposed documentary or whatever. So
Okay.
yeah, nah, I'm not fucking with it.
Not a good look.
All right, my last L. You know, it's bad when your alma mater, the high school you went to, is known for things like being trash at sports. Well, sports that people actually care about. They're good at like the sports that nobody cares about. So like football, basketball. You know, I played on the football team for Whetstone, and now they suck again. So there's that. But now there's a new thing that I have to be disappointed in my alma mater about. Fam, the students can't use the bathroom at Whetstone.
What?
They can't use the bathroom because apparently they're always either fucked up or they smell really bad or something's always going on with it. And it's just like, bro.
So wait. Where do they use the bathroom? Y'all go pissing shit out in the
No,
woods?
apparently, according to the article that I read, some of them are like so fed up that they're not
coming to school.
No, they're not using the bathroom.
No, they using the bathroom.
That's
No. They're human beings and they're kids too.
Mm-hmm.
They using the bathroom. Ask the janitor where they using the bathroom at. I bet he know.
Yeah,
I bet he knows.
Nearly a dozen Whetstone students reached out to NBC4 about their bathroom policy.
That's insane.
Which they called unhygienic and detrimental to learning.
Bruh. That's your spot.
Yeah, it was bad enough when it was just sports, and now it's crazy shit like this. Man, you can't control
that is
where you
insane.
graduated from now at this point, now that I've already graduated from it. But you know, to be honest with you, it makes me think about some of the other facilities through Columbus City Schools as well, though.
No, we got a lot of old buildings, a lot of buildings that were made in the 50s.
Yeah.
Old buildings.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, we are the laughing stock now, but some of these other schools are going through maybe not this situation, but similar situations where the facilities are a detriment to learning, like the article said. So I hate that it's that for us, but you know, get us some better schools in Columbus. Stop closing them down and just make them better.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Facts. Alrighty.
Mm. Slid under the couch. So just when we finish,
I got you. All right, y'all ready for the God list?
God, this is crazy.
Here we go. Okay. Well, yeah.
Reload with another card.
There you go. Yeah, brother. Do your thing. God list loading.
Godless loading is crazy. We already know you're going to talk about LeBron. That's why you're wearing your Kobe shirt.
That wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional.
I don't believe you.
Promise it wasn't.
I'm about to take LeBron to town.
Oh man, I'm not watching the Lakers.
Oh, 79%.
Yeah, with the Lakers, I am going to talk shit about LeBron though.
I know you are. That man don't need to do nothing.
Who, me as a player in basketball on the court? Nah. Championship this year? Playing ball with Brian? Nah.
I heard that quote and I was like, Marcus is talking about this. I know he is.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right, here we go. Let's start out with the condolences. R.I.P. to Dikembe Mutombo.
Facts. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Mutombo. R.I.P. to Good Times, John Amos.
Yes, and Coming to America.
And Coming to America. Right.
Yep.
R.I.P. John Amos. First dub I got this week is going out to the University of Akron's Black Alum Weekend.
This is a dub.
It's a dub, big dub.
See,
Had a
we
good
end
time.
on my alma mater as a high school, but we end up with a dub.
The
for
college,
my
yeah,
college
yeah,
alma mater.
yeah. There was shout out to Akron. Showed us a
Redemption.
good time. It was a good homecoming weekend. Good party. Shout out to Rob, Ashley, Rollo, Jaylani, all of y'all that organized, that helped.
Yeah, shout out to
Put on a good
the
time.
invitation I didn't receive.
It was good seeing everybody. Hey, listen, brother. You had to be in the mix. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened.
I was in
How you
all
ain't find
mixes.
the IG page? No, I didn't find the IG page, but there was an IG page. I know
There's
you
an
on
IG
Instagram.
page for it.
You were
Well,
on
you know what?
Instagram more than me.
I can't remember the last time I've been on Instagram. So
Yeah, no, I'm not on
that would
much,
probably be.
ever. But yeah, no, it was a good time, man. It was good to see a lot of people from a while. It made you really realize how long you've been out of school. Like shit is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
People look
10 years.
Some people look the same. Some people look completely different. It's nuts.
God, I'm old.
But it was a good time though. It was a good time. I like things like that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they played swag surfing at some point because what is a black party if they don't play
Well,
swag
swag
surfing?
So
Wait, was it a actual school sanctioned thing or was it like a?
Nah, man. You know they don't give a fuck about us.
Okay,
Akron.
cool. Yeah,
University
no,
of
that's a
Akron.
fact.
We
That is a fact.
put that shit together.
'Cause
For,
I thought about
for
that.
us,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, maybe they didn't because maybe it wasn't actually a school sanctioned.
Nah, it was, some organizers or some folks that, we went to school with.
Oh, so they weren't playing swag surfing; they were playing like that and
They're
some
playing
new shit.
everything. Yeah. But it was cool. It was at the remember Primo's Deli?
Yes,
That's where it was at.
Manny's,
No, not Manny's.
weren't they together?
No. That's Hanini's.
Oh, that was Anini's.
Downtown. Across from the Rubber Duck Stadium.
Across from it, I remember the name Primo's.
Or Rose or the Vertigo.
I definitely remember Vertigo.
Yes, it was in the Vertigo.
It was something after.
Now they
Vertigo.
reorganized it. They changed the inside, but it's Vertigo.
Okay.
So you had to come.
Oh no, I know. Okay. Yep. Why didn't I think of Primo's? Because Shoop owned Primo's for a little while. That shit was nuts.
That name.
I know. I know.
Damn. We having college moments right now.
Yeah.
Shoop was basically the Akron version of Van Wilder.
He was
the
Van Wilder.
He was at the actual Van Wilder.
He was Van Wilder for
Like
sure.
like the university knew him as the old guy on campus. Like
Shout out
it was
to Shoop.
crazy. Yeah, shout out to Shoop. He put on some pretty good parties.
Yeah.
Pretty good parties. It was one of the only if Shoop was throwing a party, it was okay that it was a white party. You could go there. It was enough mix. There was enough going on. You'd have a good time.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
You know what I'm saying? And bro threw me on the shirt. I was official when it came to throwing parties myself. You know what I'm saying? When I threw a party, it was legit too. Yeah.
Okay. Anywho,
Chetana.
whoa. Shout out to California, who has banned legacy admissions.
Oh,
Banned legacy admissions in the state of California.
is that a result of what happened with?
Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet.
Okay.
Don't go there yet.
Because I was actually wondering what happened with that situation, but we won't go there.
Oh, no. Because leading us into our L's, remember the Asian student group we were talking about a few weeks ago,
Yes.
who was very upset about how they didn't get the reversal in statistics that they want with
Yeah.
getting away with affirmative
Fucking
action.
idiots. Yeah.
Oh, they are now suing Harvard, Princeton, and who was Yale.
Yeah.
Yep. Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. Fam, the entitlement. No. You said when we got the niggas out of here that you were gonna let us in. No,
Yeah.
we're gonna sue.
That's what it is.
Oh my god,
Fucking
bro. Like,
losers.
that's literally how it happened. Again, it should be noted that we are not talking about all Asians. We are talking specifically about the Asian student groups that led to the Supreme Court decision that did away with affirmative action.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a double whammy. It's like, well, damn, maybe if I had like a cousin or a parent, you know what I mean, an uncle, a sister, brother that went to these universities, maybe that was my way in. No, we're cutting it all the way off for y'all. Get out of here. They used you up.
They did.
Trying to tell y'all, we told y'all that's what was going to happen. So now you ain't getting enough of legacy. You ain't getting off of my own minority.
Oof.
You either come in with cash or walk like everybody else. And you made it that way. Congratulations. You played it though.
You know what? I actually wasn't going to ask about that situation though. That wasn't where my question was going.
No?
No.
Damn.
Do you remember
I set that up perfectly?
No, you did, and you've got your point across. But my question was, do you remember when the Full House mom?
Yeah.
basically helped get
She went to
her-
jail for a year.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
I was wondering if it had anything to do with that as well.
Maybe.
Well, I guess she wasn't a legacy though. She just used money to get them in.
Well, but I think that was only possible because she went to USC. She did go to USC.
Okay, so then it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna slide you $40K. You're gonna buy a new library, and my daughter's gonna get a rowing scholarship.
Okay, so then that has to do with legacy admissions too. So yeah, big dub.
Like that's only gonna happen with somebody who has a close relationship with admissions.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Polo Boy, watch your mouth.
What do you say?
Y'all talking about these whack PWI parties. Not everybody got to go to a HBCU.
Hey. You know, so it's funny, right? Because I always did feel a way because I didn't go to HBCU. And obviously I pledged a Divine Nine frat, and you know, there's kind of get it how you get it. You find places to be yourself. However, I always find it interesting when people who went to HBCUs take this stance, this demeanor.
Mhm.
Let me know where you go, Polo Boy, in the chat.
I feel like he sold us before.
Because
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Have you realized that most, if not all, of the HBCUs here in America are not only named after, but initially started and funded by some of the oldest, racist, richest white families in America?
I did not notice that.
Did you know Spelman College is named after John D. Rockefeller's wife?
What?
And he funded the building of the school. So they named it after his woman.
Are you serious?
Go look up these names, fam. Fisk, Wilberforce,
I was
all of
gonna
these
say,
old rich white people.
Wilberforce starts to sound
Old
like
rich white people. So before you start telling me about my PWI parties, fam, look into the history of your university's name. I don't know where is he at? Don't expose us. Yeah, fam.
don't
Yeah,
expose it.
fam.
A crazy response to that.
Nothing will touch Morehouse ACU. Oh yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I respect. I was in
Rockefeller's wife, Laura Spelman
I
Rockefeller.
told you. I was at Clark Atlanta for AGP in 2018. Craziest parties I've ever been to. And I mean, I've been around, you know, I'm well traveled. And though that weekend was some of the craziest partying I've ever had in Atlanta. And I respect, I know a lot of people that went to Wright State, know a lot of people that went to
Yeah.
Central. So like, it's definitely a different experience. I
know some
respect
people that
for
went to
sure.
Wright State for like 2 weeks and dipped out.
Dipped.
Nah, I did have my phase after graduating where I was like,
Well, if it's been known, then fix your demeanor, Polo Boy.
Nah,
I'm
I
fucking
did
with
have
you.
my phase where I was like, man, I would have loved to have gone to HBCU, but that was after I had already graduated.
You probably know because they taught you. I had no clue. They didn't tell us.
Yeah, no, I'm finding out now.
the way y'all act, it's the shining monuments of blackness. Well, okay. Well.
Laura Spelman
you say so.
Rockefeller. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
All right. Moving on from the Asian student group, we've got LeBron James coming in on this list for just saying more loser shit, more loser talk. He's in training camp now. We're entered into the NBA preseason. They've actually hired JJ Redick as the head coach, and Bronny's still on the roster.
Yes, sir.
So
Bronny big ballin'.
It's all roses here. Reporter asked LeBron, "Do you have anything left to prove?" LeBron says, "Me, LeBron James, basketball, prove? Winning?
Championship.
Nah. Like, I don't think I ever seen a satisfied Kobe Bryant. You know when Kobe Bryant was satisfied? When he scored 60 on the final game.
I don't even think he was satisfied then.
Like,
to be honest with you.
it just maybe we're projecting too much. We want LeBron to be something that he's just not going to be. And that's fine. But I feel like your GOAT has to be that. For me personally, it's just my opinion, right? Your GOAT has to have that. And to see him be devoid of it, it's not like I never wanted to see LeBron become the GOAT. I just felt like he never really got there. He never really took that plateau. And again, it's not that you didn't want to see him complete the chase.
Mhm.
If he's resigning himself to, all right, yeah, my career is already sold up. This is just like, this is my farewell tour type shit. Okay, well, I am not even remotely interested in that. Like,
Sure.
not even remotely.
Mhm.
Like, we can start talking trades. Like, come on, man.
Come on back home.
Are
to
you really
Cleveland.
checking it? It's you're good. Nothing to prove.
I don't have a problem with him saying that, but only because he already won the championship for Cleveland. So, like,
Yeah,
Everything
you're
else
not a
is-
Lakers fan. You don't.
I'm not.
You don't
No.
need him to go out here and win a
Agreed.
championship. We
Agreed.
need a dog. We need somebody who's still hunting to prove themselves. Prove
Facts.
something.
Facts.
Not it's all extra credit. Take your extra credit and shove it. Take your extra credit and give it to them I Promise kids and focus on them since you got so much extra time on your hands. Go back to Akron and fix the I Promise system that you got going on there, because that shit is not going the way that it's supposed to.
It's not.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's completely unrelated to what we got going on right now. But since we just got all this extra time on our hands, go handle that. Because this basketball thing that you just trying to get extra, we ain't handing out no extra credit. We ain't got no extra credit to give. We only got championships to hand out over here. You don't want one of them? Please exit stage right. Why is this man holding us hostage if he don't want to win? Like, does somebody answer me that? Why is he holding us hostage? Why is he making personnel decisions? Why is he picking the next head coach if he don't want to win?
I've got no answer for that. LeBron, you're great in my eyes. You're the GOAT in my eyes.
Shut up.
You won Cleveland championship. Forever.
Damn, he said they learned at new student orientation.
I saw that.
That is nuts.
That is crazy.
That is a very sobering reality.
Like, immediately.
Crazy. Hey, black people, it's the Mecca. John D. Rockefeller funded all this shit. Jesus Christ.
Yo.
Okay.
Very sobering.
Anyways, CBS is getting an L for me.
CBS. Okay.
Did you see that embarrassing interview they did with Ta-Nehisi Coates?
I did.
They brought the man on to talk about his book. His book is about what's going on in Israel, in the Palestine,
I thought there was
apartheid.
multiple
that's been going
stories,
on there.
but that's one of the stories. There's like 3 stories, but that's one of them.
Sure. Oh yeah, it's about. I think it's about apartheid. The book is about apartheid,
Mm.
and so he highlights South Africa, Palestine, and somewhere else. You're right. And so they bring him on and talk about his book. And in true APAC, whatever other Israel fund there is fashion, they had a plant right in the middle of that setup. So they had.
Yeah, bro came out of nowhere.
I'm like, they got Gail on here.
Mhm.
They got Nate Burleson over here. Okay, we got a black set. We got black set for a black man. Sounds good.
Because when he asked the question, it felt like I was like, when did he get
Yeah,
here?
I'm like,
I didn't even see him.
because he was minding his business, doing what he should have did at first. He was just sitting there quietly, and no sooner than Ta-Nehisi Coates finishes his opening, here, homeboy. So I just don't understand why Israel doesn't have a right to exist. Do you think Israel can? Like, whoa there, brother. I don't know who you thought you was fucking with, but not this one,
Yeah,
not him.
yeah.
Let me walk you through this, brother. I'm a child of Jim Crow, number one, so you can't gaslight me into thinking that what's going on in Israel is anything
Okay.
other than an apartheid state
Mm-hmm.
that is operating illegally according to the international court,
Or is okay morally at all.
according to any governing body who deals with these type of conflicts. Israel is operating illegally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so don't feign these fucking tears to me about Israel having the right to murder children. I just don't hold that shit. Okay.
Mhm.
Because my awareness of that is tied to the very long history of that happening to my people here.
Mhm.
But thank you for giving me the airwaves to say all of this, revolutionary style, since you wanted to bring that out. I 1000% think Ta-Nehisi Coates went up there with no intention of
Oh, not at
speaking the
all.
way that he ended up speaking in this interview.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because he got caught off guard by the question
Yeah.
in the first place.
Then I had to clean you up real fast since you
Yeah.
wanted to run your standard Israel has a right to defend themselves bullshit.
Yeah, he was on some bullshit. I will give him the smallest bit of credit for allowing him to continue because what he was saying was important, and Gail was like trying to cut it off. I think she probably had a producer in her ear telling her like, cut this. But then Homeboy was like, yeah, no, what he's saying is important. But then he got back on bullshit after that. So I was kind of like, okay, all right, whatever. But no, I thought it was a really good interview because Ta-Nehisi Coates didn't come to play.
Yeah.
When it came to what he was standing for.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, shout out to that. We'll obviously include that clip in the video.
For sure. Shout out to Ta-Nehisi Coates. Fuck that guy. And fuck CBS. Polo Boy, this is getting worse. Like this is getting worse.
No,
Our
it's
first
not.
5 presidents are white.
The school presidents.
Yeah. The first 5 of them.
Yeah.
Like, we'll give y'all Negroes a school, but we be damned if we let you run it.
Go to Dr. Umar's school.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's in our minds. It's a thought. It's a concept.
I've also something that I've been thinking about. Them schools are pretty old, like very, very old, century old. How don't you have endowments? Like, where are the endowments at?
Yeah.
You've been having graduates pushed out of here year after year after year. Don't nobody want to come back and donate?
It's kind of crazy. Well, especially
It's
considering the conditions of some of them.
And very dependent on government funding.
That they're not
much
getting.
more so than other state universities that are like right down the road for them. I just don't understand what the setup is here.
Yeah.
Again, we are way off topic. Anyways,
Mofo said they tried to ambush Coates. They did, or he did. That one guy that at least did.
We are capping off a trifecta of Fresh and Fit L's. We started with them getting demonetized on Kick.
Yeah. Twitch.
It was Kick first.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Then it was Twitch and something else.
Yeah. Twitter?
Twitter is the most recent.
Oh, okay.
They just got demonetized off of Twitter.
That's because people don't like them.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. I don't think they have a platform other than Rumble.
Yeah.
To make money off of.
Yep.
And he already told y'all he about to stop streaming on YouTube because it don't make him no money.
But they don't have a platform to continue to grow either. Like, fuck monetization. Like,
they're dead.
Their platform is
dead.
gone.
They're dead. They died. Like, we said the Manosphere shit was going to die, but I didn't think it was going to implode like this. It's weird to have amassed a following as big as they did, and just to see them, like, I think they're going to abandon it eventually. They're going to have to.
Do they still have TikTok? Are they allowed to monetize on TikTok? Maybe?
I don't know.
TikTok was the first place I found out about them.
So TikTok and Rumble? Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I mean, if you're growing big on TikTok, bringing that audience over to Rumble is not going to be
whatever happened with the band. Are they breaking up? Are they breaking TikTok up, or what's going on?
Oh, the TikTok band? Yeah,
because people are still using TikTok.
Yeah, what did happen to that? I don't know.
Are we just not enforcing it? Did they have plans to break the company up? What's going on?
It's a good question. Because that was talks for a while, and then nothing.
People still using TikTok.
Yeah. I don't know.
But that is it for my list this week.
Cool.
It is. It's fun to dance on their graves, to be honest with you, just to see the way that it went.
Okay, here's the most one of the most recent articles I see. Joe Biden signed a bill on April 24th that would ban TikTok if the company doesn't sell the platform off within a year. And that was in April, so I guess they still have.
So are they looking for suitors or what?
ByteDance has 9 months from that date to divest itself from the app, with a potential 3-month extension if the president is satisfied with its progress. So really, they have 9 months, but
so they just have a problem with the parent company, and which is
Yeah.
why, because I think the parent company is into the data mining. That's what's the issue there
And they're
that people won't
Chinese.
talk about. They keep talking about the fucking oh well, you're not going to be able to get your information on Palestine. First of all, that hasn't changed anything. It hasn't changed anything. The issue here is what they are taking from American consumers and what they're doing with it,
Yeah.
and how they are kind of gauging the American market with the American version of the app versus what they are doing in other countries.
Or what
Right,
they're
like
pushing. What they're pushing in front of them.
That combination to me is suspect enough to want them to stop.
Yeah.
Right? Like that was probably one of the only good things that I think Biden and Trump were for, was banning TikTok, and
I think it's
I
one of the
was not
only
against it.
things that they agreed on.
yeah, I'm not against it.
Yeah. Yep. They been got kicked off TikTok. I wonder how much money Fresh and Fit saved. How much they saved? Oh, because they don't have any money. Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, yeah, they've been making a lot of like that platform is so huge. They had like 2 million subscribers, or close to it. They were close to 2 million subscribers. How does that die? How do you just kill that? What do you do with it? Like, if you can't make money off of it, what do you do with 2 million people that are, I guess, kind of affiliated or associated to you? That's just, I don't even know. What do you do with that?
Yeah, I don't either.
It's so large, but if you can't make money off of it, what do you just,
You got
hey, go follow that guy.
Well, yeah, I guess you could make money that way.
Find a proxy and just send everybody over to follow him, and then
And then they
feed your
give you
content through
they
him.
give you a kickback.
I guess if they were still cool with Sneeko, maybe that would work. No, Sneeko's banned from, he can't get on either. Yeah, that's their problem.
Is
They
the
don't
people
have
they're
a proxy. They
associated
can't
with.
get a proxy
Yeah.
because all of their people that they would, just go on their channel, so they're getting demonetized or
They got
quitting
academics for now until they completely
too.
cancel.
Are they
academics.
streaming with Act?
They've
he was
done-
going on there. I
they've done
forgot.
some
Yeah,
stuff with
I forgot that he was
academics,
going
so
on there.
once Act gets canceled and hopefully thrown in jail.
We'll see. That's the end of the list, though, guys. Let us know what you thought about everything. It's good chopping it up with everybody. Give us your dubs and
For
nails
sure,
in the
for
chat
sure.
as well. We're here every Sunday, as you know it. Doing these, we'll be posting throughout the week. We've switched to clips instead of full episodes. That seems to be going over well with the audience. So we're glad we're serving you guys correctly. Give us some feedback. Let us know if there's anything we can do going forward to make the videos better as well. Anything else?
Absolutely. Make sure you subscribe. Like he said, we do the live stream on Sunday, but also we'll have clips throughout the week. W's and L specifically Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Make sure you are there. And yeah, make sure you like the video.
Peace.